This is about a beautiful place on our planet. An ancient country with proud kings and queens, whose people served as an example to the rest of Africa. A place of hospitality and age-old culture. A place proud of its history and looking forward into the future. Strategically located at the crossroads of Africa, Asia and Europe, Ethiopia is a nation quickly emerging as an African tiger economy. Today's Ethiopia is a vibrant African nation of diversity, culture, energy, movement and opportunity. Its bustling capital, Addis Ababa, is the political capital of the African continent. Here are some of the reasons why you should consider investing in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is already the fifth largest economy in sub-Saharan Africa, calculated in purchasing power parity terms. Next to South Africa, it is also the largest non-oil dependent economy in all of Africa. The IMF recently singled out Ethiopia as the fastest growing non-oil dependent economy in Africa. Over the past 5 to 6 years, the Ethiopian economy grew by an average of 11.8% per annum, while exports surged by 25% a year. The nation's GDP almost doubled in 3 years, rising from 131 billion Ethiopian birr in 2006 to 246 billion Ethiopian birr in 2008. Ethiopia is the second most populous country in Africa with a population of 80 million people. With over 60% of the population under the age of 20, the nation offers one of the youngest and fastest growing labour forces in the world. With well thought out development policies, Ethiopia is one of the most politically stable countries in Africa. Apart from a short-lived period of inflation in 2008, Ethiopia has one of the most impressive track records of macroeconomic management in Africa. Its proximity and preferential export access to the major markets of the European Union, the Middle East, Asia and the African continent makes it a logical hub for export-oriented productive industries. Virtually all exports of Ethiopia enter the European Union market duty-free, while the nation can export over 7,000 types of products quota-free and duty-free into the United States. Ethiopia holds immense potential for the development of large-scale agriculture. Out of the nation's total land area of 113 million hectares, about 56% is suitable for cultivation, and currently the country is offering 3.7 million hectares of land for large-scale commercial farming. Ethiopia is already the second largest exporter of cut flowers in Africa. Globally recognized as the original home of the coffee plant and the continent's largest producer, coffee exports topped $525 million in 2008. Ethiopia is also the fourth largest exporter of sesame seeds in the world, the largest honey-producing country in Africa, the biggest exporter of livestock in Africa, and the fourth largest beeswax producer in the world. In April 2008, the nation launched the Ethiopia Commodity Exchange, a first-of-its-kind initiative in Africa with a vision to revolutionize agricultural marketing. With 14 major international rivers flowing across its territory and supplying over 85% of the Nile waters, Ethiopia's hydropower resource is particularly impressive. The nation is poised to become a major exporter of electric power to neighbouring countries and locations as far away as the Middle East and Europe. The tourism potential of Ethiopia is impressive, with a combination of natural, cultural and historical attractions rarely matched by any one country. One of the oldest airlines in Africa, spanning over 60 years, Ethiopian Airlines has become one of the continent's leading carriers. Manufacturing has attracted hundreds of millions of dollars in investment. The country's greenstone belt offers one of the finest areas for gold mineralization anywhere in the world. As one of the world's least studied countries, there are significant opportunities for oil and natural gas prospecting in the 4 major sedimentary basins of the nation. The World Bank Group's Doing Business report for 2010 ranks Ethiopia as one of the top 10 best places to do business in Africa. The government of Ethiopia offers highly attractive incentives. Investors in the priority sectors of agriculture, agro-processing, textile and garments, leather products and manufacturing receive exemption from income tax for up to 7 years. 100% exemption from the payment of customs duties on all investment goods. Duty-free imports of spare parts, capital goods and raw material inputs needed for production. The government of Ethiopia offers preferential access to land. It also, through the Development Bank of Ethiopia, arranges for a low-interest loan amounting to 70% of the investment capital upon presentation of 30% personal equity, without any collateral. Ethiopia's investment regime is among the most liberal in the developing world. Foreign investors can freely remit profits, dividends, principal and interest on foreign loans, and fees related to technology transfer. Corruption is almost entirely absent, and foreign investment in Ethiopia is safe and guaranteed by law. The Ethiopian Investment Agency offers a one-stop shop for investment licenses and permits, which can be obtained in a matter of hours. Ethiopia continues to invest in the human and physical infrastructure needed to further sharpen its competitive edge. There's much more to Ethiopia than you can possibly see in one presentation. Ethiopia is a place where you can live, work and make a profit. The government and people of Ethiopia welcome you to invest in the multitude of opportunities that exist in our country. Come and be a part of an African tiger economy in the making.